What's going on, people? Just give me a moment here. Let me get things situated here. I should have done this in the first place, but derp. What's going on, Red Dindonian? What's going on? Let me see here. Yep. There we go. Can we connect? Beep, beep. I should be hearing a beep, beep pretty soon. It's going to take its time, isn't it? It's going to take its time. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll just do it the old school way. If y'all will give me... Okay. That didn't work. Okay. Why isn't it doing it? It's because it's not physically plugged into the... All right. You know what? Give me a minute. Sorry, folks. That's a funny. That's a funny. Oh. Okay, let's get into it. I was trying to get my my Bluetooth hooked up, but I have yeah. Anyway, it's a first world problem. Let's not worry about it. Okay, we'll just go ahead and leave that there. We'll just go ahead and turn that off. It's okay. It's all right. All right. We'll just go ahead and do it like this. That's all right. It's not a huge deal. Just let it go. Okay, let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. I want to show y'all this little clip here. And you can feel as you want to about it, but I'm going to show you anyway. Here we go. Whoa.
How's that feel? Shut the fuck up! Get up, you fucking pussy!
Thanks for everything that you fucking did to me, bitch! Told you I'd get you!
I'm sorry!
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to show that video right quick. I just saw it on Twitter. I was like, bro, what in the world? So apparently, who knows what could have happened. But anyway, I was just going to show that clip right quick. Let me check my... Yeah. Okay, well, we'll let that go. I wanted to go ahead and I'll just wait for everyone else to kind of come in here. Just kind of stagger in. Let's go ahead and watch this just for a brief moment. I'll just wait for everyone else. And then we'll do some reading of the Green Book. We'll do some more of that.
I said I got my boys here in the Hawaiian shirts, you know, and everybody.
I hate Hawaiian shirts now. I will tell you why I hate Hawaiian shirts. Because Nick Fuentes ruined it, and now cringy people like you have ruined it. So I can never wear a Hawaiian shirt again. I never really liked Hawaiian shirts in the first place, but especially after people like you ruined it for me. I'm just going to tell you. You ruined it. Yeah. You ruined Hawaiian shirts for me. Go ahead.
Everybody knows what that means. Hey, officers, that means boogaloo.
A lot of people believe differently about the Boogaloos, but the core belief is the fact that we stand for freedom, individual freedom of all, and we're willing to defend anyone's rights to those freedoms.
How are you guys different from the more traditional militia groups like the Three Percenters or like the Oath Keepers?
We won't compromise.
So would you say that the Boogaloo movement is like a more extreme version of militia groups?
I think extremity is perspective. I think someone saying that we're extreme or saying someone else is extreme is all based on whoever's going to watch this or listen to this. They have to make their own decision.
Mike Dunn is
okay. Give me a minute. Yeah, that's okay.
19-year-old gun rights activist and self-proclaimed Boogaloo boy. The Boogaloo movement is a loose collection of Hawaiian shirt-wearing anti-government insurgents who are preparing for a second civil war, or a Boogaloo, as they call it. What began as a meme made its way into the real world when heavily armed supporters started showing up to protest against lockdowns and police brutality.
The thing is, why would you be dumb enough to talk to Vice News? Can I tell you that? Why would you be that dumb? I mean, it's like if you are vaguely, look what happened to people like Christopher Cantwell. That guy, I would say, destroyed the image of the alt-right in the first place. I mean, if you're looking at it from a public relations standpoint, he ruined the alt-right. Not going to say it was brilliant anyway, but it's like he destroyed it. That's my view, yeah. Why call it the Boogaloo Boys? Well, because Boogaloo, of course, that term, of course, has been destroyed by people like them, by losers like them. I mean, just
First met Dan
utterly
in February,
cringe. Utterly
before
cringe.
he went full Boogaloo. Back then, his group, the Virginia Knights, was coordinating local militias in counties across the state.
I state your name. Do hereby solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
When the memes become actual movements, this is, like I said, this is just pitiful cringe, isn't it?
Serving with the unorganized civilian militia, which guards my homeland, my state, and the constitutions thereof. Sic semper tyrannis.
Screw, damn Lolberts.
What will this militia or these militias do?
So the militia that we created today will work together to help out in the community as far as disaster relief goes. And then if need be, they'll...
Fed gang. Absolute Fed gang. Yep, Fed gang. I'm just going to go, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and type it in my own chat. Why not? Yeah, but that's Fed gang. Absolute Fed gang here. It's like, if you want to get busted by the cops and do some time in jail, then join this group because, yeah, you are a Fed. Absolute Fed shit, Why would you be dumb? Like I say, I've said it before. Why would you be dumb enough to talk to any press at all, but especially Vice News? Why would you do that? Especially after 2017. Why would you do that? Why would anybody be that stupid? I just saw this video and I knew it was going to be cringe. That's why I clicked on it, because it's just, oh my gosh, what a bro moment. Absolute bro moment.
Provide support for the local sheriff if their oath is ever tested on whether they will uphold the Constitution of the United States or not.
In November 2019, Democrats flipped Virginia's state house blue for the first time since the 90s and immediately got to work on gun control. This galvanized grassroots opposition, especially in rural areas, and militia activity fired up.
Oh boy. It's just, shill gang for feds. It's just, it just, look. What else is there to say? Honestly, what else is there to say about dumb shit like this? It's just cringe shit that I can't even. Okay, I'm just waiting for a couple more people to get in. I want to make sure that I get everyone in. I think I'll go ahead and take that off here, and we'll go ahead and put Monsieur Gaddafi back up. There we go. We'll make everyone feel a little bit better. There we go. Is that better? Does that take away the hurt by putting up a little bit of Gaddafi? Let's go ahead and do some Gaddafi then. Let's go ahead and read some more Gaddafi. Okay, so we are on to the bit about the party. So let's read more about that. Okay, the party is a contemporary form of dictatorship. It is a modern instrument of dictatorial government. The party is the rule of a part over the whole. As a party is not an individual, it creates a superficial democracy by establishing assemblies, committees, and propaganda through its members. The party is not a democratic instrument because it is composed of only those people who have common interests, a common perception, or a shared culture, or those who belong to the same region or share the same belief. They form a party to achieve their ends, impose their will, or extend the dominion of their beliefs, values, and interests to the society as a whole. Within the community party, the party reflects a minority. The purpose of forming a party is to create an instrument to rule the people, i.e., to rule over non-members of the party. The party is fundamentally based on arbitrary authoritarian concept. the domination of the members of the party over the rest of the people. The party presupposes that its accession to power is a way to attain its ends and assures that its objectives are also those of the people. This is a theory justifying party dictatorship and is the basis of any dictatorship. No matter how many parties exist, the theory remains valid. The existence of many parties intensifies the struggle for power, and this results in the neglect of any achievements for the people and of any socially beneficial plans. Such actions are presented as a justification to undermine the position of the ruling party so that the opposing party can replace it. The parties very seldom resort to arms in their struggle, but rather denounce and denigrate the actions of each other. This is a battle which is inevitably waged at the expense of higher vital interests of the society. Sorry. Whew. Okay. In order to rule, the opposition party has to defeat the existing instrument of government. To do so, the opposition must minimize the government's achievements and cast doubt on its plans, even though those plans may be beneficial to the society. Consequently, the interests and programs of the society become the victims of the party's struggle for power. It's very true. Such struggle is therefore politically, socially, and economically destructive to the society, despite the fact that it creates political activity. Thus, the struggle results in the victory of another instrument of government, the fall of one party and the rise of another. It is, in fact, a defeat for the people, i.e., defeat for democracy. Furthermore, parties can be bribed and corrupted either from the inside or outside. Originally, the party formed ostensibly to represent the people. Subsequently, party leadership became representative of the membership, and the leader represents the party elite. It becomes clear that this partisan game is a deceitful farce based on a false form of democracy. It is a selfish authoritarian character based on maneuvers, intrigues, and political games. This confirms the fact that the party system is a modern instrument of dictatorship. Okay, sorry. One which the world has not surpassed. One which the world has not yet surpassed. It is in fact the dictatorship of the modern age. The parliament of the winning party is indeed a parliament of the party. For the executive power formed by this parliament is the power of the party over the people. Party power, which is supposedly for the good of the whole people, is actually the arch enemy of a fraction of the people, namely the opposition party or parties and their supporters. The opposition is, therefore, not a popular check on the ruling party, but rather is itself opportunistically seeking to replace the ruling party. According to modern democracy, the legitimate check on the ruling party is the parliament, the majority of whose members are from that ruling party. That is to say, control is in the hands of the ruling party, and power is in the hands of the controlling party. Thus, the deception, falseness, and invalidity of the political theories dominant in the world today become obvious. From these emerge contemporary conventional democracy. So this is very, very true. This is very true about the idea of a party, this and that, and the bullshit that we go through. With parties. This is why third parties in the United States are never going to be that great, because as Gaddafi says here, is it basically, it is, you're constantly going uphill, you're getting these changes which are going to hurt the people, such as the Democratic Party supporting gun control, such as we saw just briefly in that video. So they openly support gun control. They support this sort of, hurting people just so that they can try to speak to some group of people that think it's going to be better. And in general, he's just saying that, parties suck. That's basically, the extent of it, is that parties do not represent all the people. They support a minority of people, and they can be corrupted fairly easily. Like I say, I'm just repeating what he says, but there's a lot of good info in this. The parliament of the winning party is indeed a parliament of the party. For executive power formed by this parliament is the power of the party over the people. Party power, which is supposedly for the good, is actually... Okay, sorry. The party allegedly governs on behalf of the people, but in reality, the true principle of democracy is based upon the notion that there can be no representation in lieu of the people. The party system is the modern equivalent of the tribal or sectarian system. A society governed by one party is similar to one which is governed by one tribe or one sect. The party, as shown, represents the perception of a certain group of people or the interest of one group in society, or one belief, or one region. Such a party is a minority compared with the whole people, just as the tribe and the sect are. The minority has narrow common sectarian interests and beliefs, from which a common outlook is formed. Only the blood relationship distinguishes a tribe from a party, and indeed, a tribe might also be the basis for the foundation of a party. There is no difference between party struggle and tribal or sectarian struggles for power, just as tribal and sectarian rule is politically unacceptable and inappropriate. Likewise, the rule under a party system both follow the same path and lead to the same end. The negative and destructive effects of the tribal or sectarian struggle on society is identical to the negative and destructive effects of the party struggle. Class. The political class system is the same as a party, tribal or sectarian system, since a class dominates society in the same way that a party, tribe, or sect would. Classes, like parties, sects, or tribes, are groups of people within society who share common interests. Common interests arise from the existence of a group of people bound together by blood relationship, belief, culture, locality, or standard of living. Classes, parties, sects, and tribes emerge because of blood relationship, social rank, economic interest, standard of living, belief, culture, and locality create a common outlook to achieve a common end. Thus, social structures in the form of classes, parties emerge. These eventually develop into political entities directed toward the realization of goals of that group. In all cases, the people are neither the class, the party, the tribe, nor the sect, for all these are no more than a segment of the people and constitute a minority. If a class, a party, a tribe, or a sect dominates a society, then the dominant system becomes a dictatorship. However, a class or tribal coalition is preferable to a party coalition since societies originally consisted of tribal communities. One seldom finds a group of people who do not belong to a tribe, and all people belong to a specific class, but no party or parties embrace all of the people, and therefore the party or party coalition represents a minority compared to the masses outside their membership. There is no justification for such actions, though the dictatorial argument is that society actually consists of numerous segments, one of which must undertake the liquidation of others in order to remain solely in power. This exercise is not, accordingly, in the interest of the whole society, but rather in the interest of a specific class, tribe, sect, party, or those who claim to speak for the society. Such an act is basically aimed at the member of the society who does not belong to the party, class, tribe, or sect, which carries out the liquidation. A society torn apart by party feud is similar to one which is torn apart by tribal or sectarian conflicts. A party that is formed in the name of a class inevitably becomes a substitute for that class and continues in the process of spontaneous transformation until it becomes hostile to the class that it replaces. Any class which inherits a society also inherits its characteristics. If the working class, for example, subdues all other classes of a particular society, then it becomes its only heir and forms its material and social base. The heir acquires the traits of those from whom it inherits, though this may not be evident all at once. With the passage of time, characteristics of the eliminated classes will emerge within the ranks of the working class itself. Yep. Once again, so in other words, I believe it is one of the laws of thermodynamics that energy can never be destroyed. Let me make sure. Actually, let me check on the laws of thermodynamics. Let me make sure here. That way I can get a better quote. The laws of thermodynamics. Okay. Let me make sure here. I believe it's the first law of thermodynamics. Let me make sure here. This is what I learned back in HVAC, so I vaguely remember this. I vaguely remember it. So let me go ahead and take a look at it. Just briefly. Oh yeah, I also have Caleb Maupin's new book about about Kamala Harris that is going to be coming in the mail, I think, on Sunday. So I'll read some of that as well, just to let y'all know. I read a little bit of that, kind of steal some of his thunder there a little bit. But yeah, the 0th law. What's this? If two systems are both in thermal, that's not the one. Okay, in the closed system, there is no transfer. First law of thermodynamics is the law of conservation of energy. Says that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can only change form. And that's very true. You know, the fact is that people want to get rid of, bourgeoisie, or get rid of people that want to be rich, this and that. That's never going to change. You cannot destroy that energy. That energy will always exist to some degree. And that's kind of the idea of it. Now, I know that's somewhat reactionary, or maybe just straight up cringe, but it's still like, ultimately that energy is still going to be out there. It's a matter of how that system is going to handle it. That's what it really comes down to. How does it, how do we take care of this situation? How can you say? Oh, okay. That was weird. Okay. Whoop. Sorry, I'm just doing other stuff here. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to double check on that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Let's get back to the reading, folks. Whew, I don't know why. I just get so sleepy when I start reading like this. Okay. Being social in nature, the material base of any society is changeable. The instrument of government of this material base may be sustained for some time, but it will eventually become obsolete as new material and social standards evolve to form a new material base. Any society which undergoes a class conflict may at one time have been a one-class society, but through evolution, inevitably becomes a multi-class society. The class that expropriates and acquires the possession of others to maintain power for itself will soon find that through evolution, it will be itself subject to change, as though it were the society as a whole. In summary, all attempts at unifying the material base of a society in order to solve the problem of government or at putting an end to the struggle in favor of a party, class, sect, or tribe have failed. All endeavors aimed at appeasing the masses through the election of representatives or through parliaments have equally failed. To continue such practices would be a waste of time and a mockery of the people. Let me see here. Have you seen Caleb's interview stream? Yeah, I saw bits of it. When he was talking to him. I thought that it was somewhat good. Yeah. It was all right. Oh, my goodness. I don't know why I felt, well, I do know why I feel sleepy, but yeah, I stayed up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning talking to myself, but that's okay. That's a whole other issue. Let's go ahead. I think we'll watch another video here, and I'll make some commentary towards it. Sorry, other way. There we are. Okay, let's go ahead and watch it. Oh, this is okay.
He promised that his administration would enforce
every
last buy an American provision on behalf of the American people.
Live commentary
makes his
mode.
Wild claims and hopes He now hopes we don't notice what he said.
This is
Or
okay.
won't
So once
remember.
again, yeah, welcome to chat live
When he
commentary
does
mode
follow
on.
through,
You can
or
only
doesn't do,
read all messages, but only
and follow
viewers
through,
selected
the exact
by the
opposite.
channel can send them.
He's hoping we just have
I
poor
love
memories.
this. Not even Bernie.
He
Once
doesn't
again,
give us much credit.
as cringe as Bernie Sanders is, at least he gave the impression that he gave a shit in people and actually let everyone comment who wanted to comment. Versus Joe Biden, who lets nobody comment.
So let's look at the reality of Donald Trump's economy.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
And what exactly his promise to the American people and workers are worth.
Okay, yeah, sure.
He's on track to be the first president since Herbert Hoover and the Great Depression to see the number of jobs in our economy go down, not up, while being president.
Yeah.
Our economy's down 4.7 million jobs since he took office. 4.7.
How are you going to
Even
get those
before-
jobs back?
President Trump's failed response to COVID-19 crashed our economy. His reckless and chaotic trade policy had thrown American manufacturing into recession. It was already contracting
Yeah.
in 2019.
Yeah.
Even when COVID-19 hit, Trump was before it hit.
I got hairy legs. I got hairy legs, and yeah. Well, pop. I remember talking to Corn Pop.
When the GM
American cars and
transmission
man.
plant here in
Yeah, that's fine.
Warren closed last year, I bet the workers around weren't all that comforted by Trump's empty promises. Under Donald Trump, Michigan lost auto jobs even before COVID hit. And what about offshoring? Has Trump delivered on stopping companies from shipping jobs overseas, American jobs? You already know the answer. Of course not. The rate of offshoring by federal contractors, they're people that get federal dollars from the federal government to do things. The offshoring, big companies being paid by U.S. taxpayers, has.
So just to briefly say here once again, though, is that I'm just going to reread parts of it and kind of give you the idea here. We're going back a little bit here. This is going to be kind of like a book club. The purpose of forming a party is to create an instrument to rule the people, i.e. rule over non-members of the party. The party is fundamentally based on an arbitrary authoritarian concept, the domination of the members of the party over the rest of the people. The party presupposes that its accession to power is a way to attain its ends and assume that its objectives are also those of the people. That's a big assumption, of course, because that's not how it really works.
U.S. trade deficit is at an all-time high under Trump in the last 3 years. President Trump's answer to all of this is the same as answer to everything. Corporate tax giveaways that actually reward offshoring. You heard me right. Giveaways that reward offshoring. If you offshore, you get more tax breaks. His 2017 tax bill slashed taxes on companies that send production and jobs overseas. Those corporations then make huge profits by shipping these foreign-made products back to the United States to sell to American consumers. And no industry has taken a greater advantage of Trump's offshoring tax loopholes than the pharmaceutical industry. Big Pharma lobbied Trump for a handout. That's exactly what they got from him. Farmers building, U.S. Pharma is building factories overseas instead of the United States, skipping out on having to pay U.S. taxes. And then sending those same foreign-made drugs back to American consumers, all while raising their prices on prescription drugs. That union
jugs. Did he say prescription jugs? I mean, I stutter a lot too. I mean, I'm pretty much the Joe Biden of podcasting right now. But it's like, holy shit! Did you just say jug?
of this policy.
My
but
jugs.
The enormous vulnerability that this creates for our own health security. And our security requires us to have supply chains of the necessary drugs based here, not overseas. Not overseas in times of crisis.
We need people ODing on American-made meth. We need Americans to overdose on American-made opioids. Damn it, American-made opioids.
In fact,
That's basically what
contracts
that is.
awarded by U.S. governments
All right.
to foreign companies using American.
All right. I'm sorry I'm so low energy, folks, but I see that someone's already left. It's kind of getting boring, isn't it? So I think we'll continue to read a little bit more about what Gaddafi thinks. So far, I mean, very good stuff talking about class and parties, and now the next section is going to be about plebiscites. And I think that, like I said, I was going to make this longer, but honestly, I feel like I need to take a short nap. Oh, so with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end. I will thank, of course, everyone. I will thank Fiedo, Angela Requiem, Red Dundonian, Will DeMarco, and that's about it. I'm kind of feeling sleepy. Apologies for kind of being low energy, like I say, and have a lot of pauses. Like I say, I need to go to bed earlier. That way, I'll be a little bit more high energy than next time. Anyway, I'll go ahead and find a good outro here, and we will keep it there. And yeah, have a good one, folks. Sorry for the low energy, but yeah, maybe I'll take a break tomorrow, and then we'll record something a little bit better on Friday. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that. Yep. See you later. We'll just make this nice and short here. We'll go ahead and do this one. Get out, get out,